Hi guys, this is Jordy from Seido. So we got a lot of emails after the last video about how to tie, how to put on a Hakama, about how to tie a belt. I showed quickly how I tie my belt in the previous video, and this time I'm going to show in details how to set up the belt and then how to make the knot. So I'm going to show you two major ways and maybe a third one that is not very adapted for Aikido, but that works well for Judo. Those ways are perfectly fine for Aikido, Judo, Karate, Jujutsu, and all other styles and martial arts using a Judo type belt. So a Judo type belt is this type of belt, very classic. So let's start right away. So, to start, you want your belt fold in two, in the middle, so you get the middle part. Then you take the middle and you put it on your belly. Then you turn around your hips and you cross at the back. And as you can notice, you have a crossing at the back. So this is the most standard way to do, it's not a problem. But let's check another one. For this one, you have to know the length of your belt. So, you know that you're gonna have about that length at the end, so you put that on your hip. Then you turn around your hips once, without twisting the belt, of course. Then another one, and you get two layers of belt, not crossing at the back. Actually, you have a crossing, but it will be under the knot. You can center the belt a little, and then if you want to tighten the belt, you keep the first end tightly in one hand and you pull the other end. Then from here we start the first knot. It's quite easy. You take the end that is at the bottom, the bottom end of the belt, and you tuck it under both layers of your belts, both layers, from the bottom to the top. You tighten a little, then with the first end of the belt, you make a loop. You will take the other end that comes from the top and just make a very classic square knot. So you put the end inside the loop and you just tighten your belt. This makes a very small knot. Under the Hakama, this is perfect because under the Hakama, the belt won't really loosen during practice. So let's go with the second knot. Exactly the same as before, you go under both layers of the belt from the bottom to the top. And you tighten your belt a little. Again, same as before, you're gonna create a loop with the first end of the belt, but this time the loop will be created with the belt tucked between the two layers of the belt. Again, very similar as before, you're going to put the other end inside the loop, but this time you are going to make sure that it's not only on the loop, but it's also tucked between the two layers of the belt. Tighten the belt and here you get your knot. This way is quite convenient because it will allow you to hide your belt under your Hakama if you want to. This is also the most common way to tie a belt for Judo or Karate. This is because it's quite secure and makes quite a small knot. So the last one now, the double knot. This is the most secure knot you can imagine for tying your belt. We start from the same point as for the two other knots, but this time you are not going to put the belt from bottom to top under the two layers, but the opposite. Make sure you have one end far longer than the other because the other end will not move at all during the knot, so you almost have the final length of the belt on this end. So this time you go from the top to the bottom. And you can tighten and don't keep a loop here. With the first end, you are just going to make a loop and fix it. You're not going to move it during the rest of the knot. With the other end, the long end, you are going to make a loop as well, but from the opposite side. Make sure the loop comes right over the first loop you made. And here again, you are going to put this end under the 2 layers of your belt. So tuck it from the top to the bottom between the 2 layers. Now this is where it gets tricky. Don't put the belt right away into the loop. Go from the other side to enter into the loop. Then tighten the knot, and you can dress it a little, as it's very hard to get a clean knot with this method from the beginning, so dress it a little. As you can see, you've got a double knot with 2 layers of belt locking the knot. This is very, very secure, and there is almost no way your belt loosens during practice. It's even quite hard to open after practice. You might have to try a few times before you get it right, but don't give up. And here we are, that's all we had for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and it has been helpful for you. You probably noticed that my belt is very soft, which makes the knot very small. If you have a thick belt, I would recommend not to use the bigger knots because it's going to be quite uncomfortable and not very aesthetic under your Hakama. However, if you don't wear Hakama or if you practice judo, karate or any other art using that kind of belt, you can use any type of knot we saw today. It's all basic, all standard. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, left a comment below in the comment section, thumb up or subscribe to the channel. And I hope we'll see you soon for another video on our channel. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.